Hey, John.
Hey, Greg.
How are you?
Fabulous.
Good to see you again.
Hope you're doing as well.
I'm doing fine. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go. Let's rock it. Nice little intro.
That's an intro, man.
Great. Like it.
Isn't that
It's
nice?
better every day, every podcast.
We're getting better and better. There you go.
Awesome.
The big news
The big news.
with John and Greg. How you doing?
Fantastic. I am.
It's been how long?
Couple days. Sunday.
days.
Three days. 3 days. Yep. 3 days. Yep. That's what it is. And
Okay.
there's so much news. We couldn't wait a week.
There's so much news. We cannot wait a week
Can't do it.
because news happens every day.
It does.
News never takes a day off.
Especially the big news.
Especially the big news is what we do.
Yeah.
We do stuff that's important. So it is what it is, right?
Correct.
So very briefly, once again, start us off with just like a 1-minute segment of what's going on with your hero, Elon Musk.
Elon and Tesla and SpaceX, absolutely. So we have a big moment tomorrow. I can't remember the exact time. I think it's something like 8 p.m. Central Time, Texas time. Elon's going to give a big presentation on the whole progress on the thing I mentioned last time with the Starship and the booster, which would be the rocket that will take us back to the moon and eventually to Mars, etc. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to be watching that live. So today in Tesla news, it's really become interesting. Biden has finally mentioned Tesla. What a shocker. And he mentioned it.
He mentioned, but what did he say?
He said that they thank you to Tesla for leading the way and being the largest producer of electric vehicles in America. He
In
said that.
America or the world?
Well, he said in America because he's focused on
America.
American, but they are the largest in the world too.
They're largest in the world.
Yes,
as well.
they produced almost 1 million vehicles last year, while the rest of the industry, automotive industry, was down because of supply chain, especially with chips and such. And then today, Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, in a CNBC interview, asked about it, answered in a very positive way. Of course, he really said, we want Americans to have the right to choose a union if they like, but the main thing is that they are paid a living wage, a success, a good fair wage. And so that was a big deal. My Tesla still is the best thing I've ever owned.
Yes, it's a cool car.
It's a cool car.
It's a cool car.
It's the best thing I've ever owned.
Are you ready for some American news?
I am. Let's roll it. You got a great one.
19 for a radio check.
Break it 19 for radio check.
That's great.
New
Greg.
sound effect.
Your sound effects are awesome, dude.
But it leads in to the story.
Beautiful.
Are you ready?
I am.
That Canadian convoy.
Yes.
I just want to give you a quick update. A judge.
You predicted this stuff.
I predicted it.
You did.
So then this.
We had the lead. We had the lead on this.
We had the scoop.
We did.
We had the scoop.
Thanks to you.
So this judge in Ottawa says, no honking your horn for 10 days. She put an injunction on horn honking for these riggers for 10
these
days.
Truckers, yes.
You know what she said?
What'd she say?
She said, truck it.
Truck it.
She said, truck it. No more horns for 10 days.
See how that goes.
And watch this.
And what is the penalty if somebody breaks that ruling?
I don't
Do you
know.
know?
I don't.
know?
They didn't mention that on the Canadian.
I don't think it's gonna hang very well. If there's,
Yeah. Probably like
a day or two.
I think they're pretty soft in Canada. They're like America Light.
Yeah.
They're like America Light.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you gonna drink a Bud Light? Drink a Budweiser. Why are you gonna drink a Coke
Drink
Light?
a Molson up there. They have Molson Light now.
They have Molson Light.
They do.
So it's like America Light. But watch this. Ted Cruz.
And by the way, Molson's much better than Labatt's.
Is Molson.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't want to cause any trouble out there, but that would be my opinion.
We can do a taste test one evening live on TV here.
We do
between Moltz and Labatt's.
And Labatt's, yeah.
We can do a taste test.
That'd be interesting.
We'll do a blind taste test. We'll blindfold you.
Okay.
And you can, but you can't cheat and drink one before to figure it out.
No, I'm game. Well, I will know there's a difference, but I'm not sure that I don't drink them regularly, so I would not know which is which. Right. But I can tell there's a difference.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Ted Cruz and Donald Trump are both politicizing this and both calling them patriots. And that they're
the truckers.
Yes. The truckers are patriots. They're doing the right thing. God bless them.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
I bet they let them immigrate to America. They're both anti-immigrant.
Right, exactly. Well,
they just say, truck it. Come on in.
They say, truck it. Come on in. You're rednecks and you're white. Come on in.
Let's do it.
The hell with the sheetrockers.
Where would we be without Mexican immigrants?
I'm serious, man.
The country would not be built.
We need the Hispanics here, man.
We would not have our produce would not be picked. I mean,
no, nothing. Nothing would get done.
No. In my store where I work, our warehouse and everything is all because we have great Mexican employees.
You got to have the Hispanic labor.
Yeah.
To keep it real.
They just work. They don't question. They just do a good job. I mean, you deal with them constantly because of your restaurant.
Because of my restaurant, but
are they not some of the hardest working people?
They are, and it's not a matter of whether they question or not.
That probably wasn't the right phrase.
They're just happy to have. They want to work.
The opportunity. They love America because of the opportunity.
They want to work.
Yeah.
They'll
send money back to their family.
When was the last time an American sent money to their mom or dad? Never.
Probably never. Not often.
Never.
Just a couple of times. Maybe.
Like, truck that. I'm keeping my money.
That is the common American way.
Sorry if you can't pay for your power bill.
Now the parents, on the other hand, they give lots of money to their kids.
Right. Exactly.
So there's a distinct generosity from the
besides giving them life.
Yeah, that too. That's a good plus.
Right, and an education and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So, so and that's what's happening in Upper America. It's Upper America.
Right. We're part of North America.
Yeah, it's just Upper America. So that's the Canadian convoy.
That's an excellent take, sir.
You want to hear what's going on with our next?
The next subject?
Our next subject. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Boom. Ready to go?
Russia, Ukraine.
Ooh, don't truck lightly.
I'm serious, man. Russia and Ukraine.
That's serious.
It's still going on.
It's serious.
It's serious.
This is big news.
Russia and Ukraine. I think it.
Pardon. Let me silence my phone.
No problem. No problem. This is an unscripted podcast, by the way, so anything could happen. Anything. Yikes. So, Russia, they still have 130,000 troops along that border, that Ukrainian border, with missiles, tanks, and field hospitals. And they're trying to negotiate with Macron, right?
Who's a sharp guy.
Who's a sharp guy.
Yep.
And Macron says yesterday, okay, we have a deal that they're not going to make any more aggressions or attack.
Yep.
And Putin says, yeah, that's right. As long as we don't have to.
Yeah, and what does that mean? Putin's just he's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude. So they've got, they actually sent their first group
I want to say he was a prick, but I don't know.
You can say it.
Yeah, okay.
He's a prick. he's a troublemaker. So the first group of Russian warships passed through the Turkish Straits into the Black Sea on Tuesday on their way to waters near Ukraine, per NPR. So it's not like that they're trying
and
to...
they're doing from the north, too, right? They're around Belarus and all this. They're like...
They've got Belarus surrounded.
Yeah.
They got pressure on Belarus.
He's trying to rebuild the Soviet Union.
Trying to rebuild the Soviet Union. That's exactly right.
Right? I mean,
and
that's
he's
his
not
memory.
messing around.
No.
He's not messing around.
Yeah.
And so then Biden says, well, if you attack Ukraine, there's no Nord 2 pipe stream in your pipe dream.
Right? No. I mean, I think Biden's doing a good job.
No more pipe stream.
No.
Right?
Right.
And another interesting part about this.
And he's laying down the law.
He's laying down the law. But, so then Russia has to make the decision as to whether or not they have to weigh their options. Pipeline, or do we want some more dirt?
Well, and of course, Putin is
rebuild Mother Russia. Right.
That's his goal. But one of the things that is a problem here is that the Europeans depend on Russia for their fuel.
They can get their fuel from a third country.
They could, but at this point, and that's what gives confidence to Putin, I believe. It's because at this point, that's what they do. But there's no reason they couldn't get it from the Saudis or some. There's plenty of sources. There's gas. It's mostly natural gas, I believe.
Yeah. There's a pipeline from a third country whose name I can't remember right now, that they actually have a pipeline
already
going
have
there.
it existing.
It's already there. But they're just not getting the majority of their gas from this third country, which they could get it from.
In the future, when we get good at this, we'll actually put a link to...
We'll have links and graphics and everything else. We're doing the best we can.
We're babies.
We're doing the best we can to tape record this and put it on TV. Adjust your rabbit ears, please.
That's right.
But here's the interesting piece.
Mm-hmm.
Olaf Scholz. He is the new Prime Minister of Germany.
Right, the new guy.
Olaf Scholz.
Who met with Biden this week. Yes.
Right. So he, as well as Angela Merkel, he is not taking a very aggressive stance towards towards Russia.
I noticed that in this speech I watched.
He's not sending troops. He's not sending warships. Whereas, Britain and Norway, United States, and other countries, Spain, We're
sending troops to the surrounding countries. Yes. We're not going to Ukraine, though. In fact, aren't we offering an opportunity for Americans to get out of Ukraine?
Right. We're not in Ukraine, but we're around. That's
around it. Yes.
Which still doesn't make sense to me. But there was a greater point I wanted to make here.
Okay.
I've been watching some documentaries and some videos about Russia and the history and whatnot, and as to why Russia isn't being so strong with why Germany is not being so strong with Russia.
Okay,
and the reason is because of their past history in World War I and World War II. So they're kind of a pacifist type of country.
Germany in this day and age is a little pacifist, which leads into they're also, I mean, even like Tesla, I mentioned earlier, and I said, their factory in Berlin is being delayed till March again because they're so concerned about people's feelings and the environment, all this stuff.
Well, I mean pacifism in terms of,
but I mean just
rockets and bullets.
The culture of the country
stuff.
is really, really chill these days.
Yeah,
it's my take. You actually visit there regularly, so you would
right.
know
Me. So then, I spoke last week with some friends on video conference about Russia and Ukraine and Soviet Union, and they said we want this over because our gas prices are going up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Russia is starting to squeeze.
Right. Right.
Germany,
now they depend on them.
Right.
Yep.
To keep Germany out of the mix.
Mm-hmm.
And so Germany, although they are sending money, they're sending financial aid to Ukraine, they're just not sending the big stuff.
Right.
But here's the irony. Watch this.
Okay.
Germany is one of the number one exporters of military equipment in the world.
Interesting. I
How
did not
about
really
that?
realize that. I mean, I
Yes.
know they make a lot of weaponry, like handguns and rifles and things like that. They don't really make like big planes like France and the U.S. do more like big planes and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But handguns and rifles, they're like one of the tops in the world, aren't they?
They probably got some missiles in there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
They're smart,
They certainly could do them. I mean, heck, where did our rocket industry come from?
but they're
the
not.
Germans.
But yes, but that's right.
Post World War II.
Von, what's his name? Von.
Yes, that's another one we
Von.
would put in the base.
Oh
Like, what is his
man,
name?
what's his name?
Von
Von.
Werner von something.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Von Buren.
No,
Von Buren?
look it up. Google
Yeah,
the
look-
foundation
yeah, that's right.
foundation of
Father
rocketry
of, father of
rock-
V2 rocket.
and then rocketry in America.
Yes, yeah.
So the Russians did get
Von
some
Braun.
of those
I think
guys.
Von Braun.
Von Braun. That's it.
Von Braun, and he's the one who is actually responsible for the F1 engine in the Apollo
Apollos. That's correct.
Right.
Yes.
and the
His,
Saturn.
his ideas and the people following him. Yes, developed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then Biden is threatening on the Nord 2 pipeline. Olaf Scholz is playing cool. Macron's playing Barack Obama. And everybody else
Thank
is
goodness
kinda,
we got him. I mean,
Right.
he may not be able to pull it off, but he's the sharpest tack in the box right now.
So then your best guess, what's going to happen in the end? Between Russia and Ukraine.
I don't think he'll invade. I don't.
So he put all those troops there just to...
His intention is to invade.
But the troops are there to scare people into submission so they'll make a deal and not have any more people join NATO.
Right.
Right.
That's definitely a big part of it.
Take some troops out of Central and Eastern Europe
Because again, we
Right.
talked about Crimea. Crimea was a sneak attack.
and promise not to add any more countries to the NATO list.
Right. Right. I mean, technically, we talked about this, I think, last week, but technically, Ukraine doesn't even meet the specs
Right.
as a military power to be a NATO member. Like, you have to be able to achieve certain levels of helping your other NATO members in a defense mechanism.
Do you know if they're a member of the European Union?
It's a good question. I don't know that. I know they don't use the euro.
So
for
then
the
they're
currency.
not in the European
I
Union,
don't believe they are.
right? They're just like good friends.
Right. Yes.
They're like good friends.
To the east. Some good friends to the east.
Good,
They have some.
yeah.
They have some good food. You know.
Good friends.
They're
right?
also. I believe Ukraine is actually a one of the larger producers of.
Adult videos.
Wasn't going there, but they have some hot babes. They do. They do.
Eastern Europe is a big hotspot
Oh,
now
yes.
for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Czech Republic,
Speaking of
the Czech women. Wow.
speaking of adult themes, adult literature. It wouldn't be literature. It would be thematics.
Okay.
What would be the word we could use?
And what are we
Just in
exactly?
case-
What are we sort of getting to here?
Adult movies.
Movies. Okay.
Speaking of adult movies,
Mm-hmm.
and going back to Canada, where our beloved truckers are,
They have some hot babes too.
guess whose crib burned down last week?
I don't know this at all.
The
You're catching
owner
me.
of Pornhub.
No way.
He was building his dream mansion,
Wow.
and it burned down.
Wow.
Yes.
You our female viewers, I think probably appreciate Pornhub too.
Maybe
Maybe
not.
not. If you don't, that's cool.
Well, we have stats to prove it online. We can Google it. But his crib pulled.
Uh-huh.
His crib burned down.
Burned down. The new
Burned
one he's
down.
building. It's not even
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
Wow.
And Canada. Oh well.
Oh well.
Are you ready for the next
I am.
topic?
I am.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's roll it.
Amazon and drones.
This one I never thought would work.
Yeah, it's a
Seems
hard
weird.
one, right? It's a
Seems
hard
weird.
one, right?
right?
FAA, you got regulated airspace, unregulated airspace,
Yeah.
Class D airspace, Class C airspace, right?
Right,
I mean,
right. It's way better for the driver to put it at your doorstep as opposed to it dropping it in your yard? I mean, how's the drone going to get it to your doorstep?
Or on your head.
On your head, crashing into another
Right,
drone and
right.
yeah.
So it didn't work. But I've got a couple articles here.
Okay.
But
You've researched this more than me.
I
This
researched
is my quick take.
Right. No, but I mean, here's the funny part.
Okay.
In America, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
However, in underdeveloped countries, they have been using drones to get stuff out to people.
Okay.
And what they do is they drop it. They just go around where they are, their house or their village or whatever.
Close, and they just drop it.
And they drop the pharmaceuticals or whatever they're dropping,
Okay.
right? But it's more for like
Underdeveloped.
It's underdeveloped countries, and it's for like medical reasons.
Okay.
Right? It's not to drop off a set of Sharpies from Amazon.
Right. Which people do actually do, yes.
Right.
Well, Amazon's a miracle for someone like my mom who can't drive anymore. I mean, she can get whatever she needs brought to her house.
The problem with Amazon, I can get a cable. I can order cable now and get it tomorrow.
Right. Exactly.
But what happened in America with the drones? Because you remember about 5 years ago, there was a big story about this.
Yeah,
right?
and I never thought it'd work.
Well, me either. But here's what happened. They could never get the drones to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they could get a drone out of the warehouse and close to your house.
Right.
But then, what do you do when you have a barking dog or a chasing dog that wants that drone? Or what happens when the drone...
Or you drop it in the package, the dog didn't choose the package up because the drone excited him.
Exactly.
Right.
And then the drone may land on the ground to drop off a package, but the ground may be too soft and the drone can't take off. Right?
Yeah.
So
many problems.
There was no scale to perfection.
I mean, the other thing with most drones, I mean, there are industrial drones that have more range for sure, but most drones don't even have that much range from a distribution center. So, I mean, you know, when you just got to go like 5-10 miles, I mean, what is it doing? It just seems like an interesting idea that came up in some meeting, and Jeff Bezos said, let's check it out, I guess.
Well, I think when you have unlimited money it helps you have unlimited ideas.
And
right?
Yeah.
You can dream.
Like,
if you have money, you can dream.
Like Elon Musk says, you always should try harder to find out if your idea works or not. In other words, he encourages his engineers to fail. He really does. He says, look, if you're afraid to try it, we're not going to get the best stuff.
Right.
This is sort of a concept like that. But I also think he would have known right off that wasn't going to work. Because he is an engineer as opposed to a bookseller.
Yes. Actually, I just found a quote from Jeff Bezos. Okay?
Okay.
Bezos says the drones are easier said than done.
There you go.
CEO Jeff Bezos first promised half-hour drone deliveries in 2013. That some Prime customers could receive flying packages within months. Never happened. They even had guys from Boeing on the board.
Right.
It never happened. But it's happening in Europe.
I saw something about they were trying to do something in UK too, but that hadn't worked either.
They tried something in UK as well, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
In fact, it is right here. It says it right here. Amazon's UK-based team of drone delivery developers has dramatically scaled back operations. Well over 100 employees at Prime Air have lost their jobs since 2019. You're right.
I mean, I could have just predicted that. I mean, saying it now in retrospect, it sounds easy, but I mean, I remember telling people, no, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, and I also think if you drop a package in America on somebody's head, there'd be a
That's a
lawsuit.
big lawsuit.
I think if you did it to somebody in the Kalahari Desert in Africa,
They're
they'd
like,
be cool
thank
with it.
goodness we got it.
I'm glad I got it.
It's like the it's like the Coke bottle from the Gods Must Be Crazy.
Right.
I don't know how many of y'all would know that. That'd be another one we can put a link in
Yes.
down below.
Yes,
In
yes.
future when
The
we're good.
Coke bottle ruined everybody's life, right?
That's right. That's right.
Coke bottle ruined all lives. They're trying to figure that out. Are you ready for our next subject?
I am.
Are you ready? This is good stuff here, okay? I mean, this is
good. This is fun.
This is good, apolitical,
Yep.
fun news.
Yep.
You don't have to beat up your friend over.
I mean, isn't it what we want to do is we want to have news to be fun, and I mentioned to you earlier, one of the things we want to do is everybody's tribalizing themselves these days. They want to connect with people that just 100% disagree with them and blah, blah, blah.
Like Facebook groups.
Yes, right.
People just want to be with people who think like...
It's like, yeah, you're right. We want people to think. Have your own opinion.
You gotta...
Not everybody's going to agree on everything. That's okay.
So, right. And so I think what you and I do, and what I encourage everybody else to do, is that we actually read lots of information that is not necessarily biased.
That's the
like
whole.
like Reuters, BBC, Politico.
Politico's good.
Right.
Yeah.
They're now they have opinion sections. I don't read them.
No.
And I just get my data
And have my own opinions.
and I just come to my own decision.
Yep.
You know?
Some may seem leftist, some may seem rightist, or conservative versus liberal. But that's okay. Again, everybody's not going to be exactly the same. And thank goodness, because we wouldn't have innovation and creativity and ideas if everybody's exactly the same. We don't want cookie cutters.
No, don't want cookie cutters.
Right?
I agree. Are
So
you?
anyways, I delayed our little next segment here.
No.
I apologize there.
I love talking.
Me too. That's why we're doing a podcast.
Yes, this is better than a Twitter, than a text.
This is definitely long take Twitter.
More than 180 characters,
That's right. That's right.
I mean, can you imagine people? So watch this. So then, it's no secret. I have a food truck. I have a restaurant and food trucks. Okay, and people call me for the food trucks, but they first email me. Typically, it's an email. Sometimes it's a phone call, but people don't want to talk on the phone anymore. They want to do everything by text or email, and I don't like making deals by text or by email, because if they say, well, how much you charge for 100 people? It's like, well, I don't know. Where are you? How long is it going to be? What kind of menu do you want? I mean, there's a lot of variables involved.
Stuff.
A lot of stuff, man.
For 2 hours from what you can do in a phone call in 2 minutes.
If you want a price, go to Amazon. They have prices,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Or get a Sears catalog.
Do they still make those?
No.
I think Sears is almost bankrupt or something.
Yeah, poor Sears, man.
Poor Sears.
I like Sears.
I did too. They had their moment.
I like Sears, man.
Hey, Craftsman's going to survive there because Stanley
Lowe's.
Black & Decker bought them and is licensing it back to Sears as long as Sears can take the license back. So
Well,
Lowe's,
I think you can buy it at Lowe's now,
yeah,
right?
Lowe's has a deal with them with Stanley Black & Decker. They even have tools made in America again, which under Sears' current ownership had gone all offshore. In fact, they have a big factory in Dallas, Fort Worth that's getting prepared to be open to again make mechanics tools here again. Wrenches, sockets, all that
Three
stuff.
stores need to come back. Sears, Kmart, and Western Auto.
So Sears and Kmart are going down together.
And Western Auto's gone.
Yeah, but the right person might be able to revive them in some way.
Jeff Bezos could.
Jeff could. Look what he did with Whole
Call
Foods.
Jeff.
Yeah, Whole Foods is killing it. They're actually open later than Kroger. Than Harris Teeter now. They're open till 10.
Amazon bought Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so they can get into the food delivery business?
Probably partly, but it's
or
a
he has
quality
had some
thing.
extra money
It's
left over.
It's a quality thing. They're known for quality, and he wanted to modernize, food retailing. So they still have cashiers to check you out if you like. You can also go over to the little self-scan thing. You go in there with your Amazon or Whole Foods app. You scan it. You get discounts and stuff.
Oh, so they're doing some integration.
Right, and in some cities they will deliver for you. But my mom uses Instacart with Publix, and
they bring in the food.
They bring the food. It doesn't work that well. She's had problems every time she's ordered it, but it works for somebody that can't go grocery shopping. Mom can't drive, so again, it's like modern technology is like a miracle.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
It works. Are you ready for our next?
Absolutely.
Topic?
Let's move it. Let's rock it.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Check it out. Joe Rogan.
Interesting guy.
Joe Rogan.
I find him entertaining sometimes, but mostly
Look at this
not
article.
so much. Joe Rogan rejects $100 million podcast deal offer from right-wing video site Rumble.
Yes.
Peter Thiel, who made his money from PayPal just like Elon Musk. Crazy gay right-wing conservative guy.
He's gay and right wing.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Weird combo.
He's a gay right wing.
Yeah. Kind of weird. But yeah, he and Musk were the two top guys.
That's like that. What's his name? The character that Dave Chappelle does, the black guy who goes to the blind Klansman.
Yes, I know. I have no idea what the name is, but I know what you're talking about. It's hilarious.
Some other, right?
Yes.
That's like what a gay right winger is,
yeah,
right?
Right.
Like everybody hates him.
Yeah, he actually spoke at the Republican convention when Trump was nominated. Go figure. Trump doesn't care. As long as you're giving him money and you're saying nice things about him, he doesn't give a hoot about
He
nothing.
must know gay people. His properties look beautiful.
Yes.
Gay people design that stuff.
Yes, and also all of those illegal immigrants that he talks terrible about, they work for him.
They mow his grass.
Yeah.
They prune his bushes.
Yeah, the hypocrisy is insane.
So Joe Rogan. So then Joe Rogan's in some heat right now with Spotify.
Yep.
Because he over the past 12,
paid him a ton of money.
They paid him a ton of money. Good for him. I'm happy for him.
Good for him. Absolutely.
I'm happy for him because he started out with 3 subscribers just like us. Me, you, and your mom.
I think we're up to 8, aren't we?
Are we up to 8 now?
I think we're up to 8.
We're up to 8. Go big or go grande. So anyway, so then Joe.
Those were our first 3 subscribers.
Right.
Yes.
So Joe Rogan got a deal to go exclusively with Spotify, and he did.
Yep.
So then some people started sleuthing, and of course today with the internet, with podcasts and everything else, just like the stuff we're saying here, it's going to be recorded somewhere. Even if we delete it, it's recorded somewhere.
Yep.
And so we probably can't run for president now. We'll probably be canceled. They're going to cancel us, right?
That's right.
But
the left and the right would both cancel us.
That's right. Everybody cancel us. It'd just be me and you.
Yeah, it's just us.
Talking into this computer. Adjusting the rabbit ears. So then Joe Rogan, somebody's been sleuthing Joe Rogan, found out that he's been saying the N-word.
Yeah.
Okay? And some other bad things.
Apparently, a lot of that had to do with his comedy routine, apparently.
Comedy routine. So then, here's the thing. It's the context.
100%.
It's the context.
Context almost always matters.
Context almost always matters. However, I will say this for myself. It's not my word to use.
I don't use it.
It's not mine to
A
use.
rapper wants to use it. If he's a black guy, African
If
American.
Eminem wants to use it,
Eminem
fine
can
by
use it.
me.
He's a rapper.
Yes. but is
White
not
rapper, but he's a rapper.
Yeah, and he's an artist.
Very
and
highly respected
it's
by everybody
contextual.
in the industry.
It's contextual. It's
Yep.
if he says it's fine. It's not my word to use.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily offended by it.
Not offended at all by
Unless-
it, but I just
right.
wouldn't use it because other people are offended by it.
Right. And I have other words. I don't need to use the N word.
No.
Right. I mean, there's so many words in the world.
A lot of them we don't even know.
Exactly.
Look at a dictionary. It's thick.
So Joe Rogan is in some hot water. So this company called Rumble,
Great. Which is, I read the headline. Yep.
they were like,
Tell them about Rumble.
we'll
Crazy.
pay you. They're like, we'll pay you $100 million to leave Spotify.
And they said no joke.
And they said no joke.
I think they
It
stole
was in the
I
tweet.
think they stole a Biden line.
It was yeah, that's right. So but here's the cool part.
Mm-hmm.
The CEO of Spotify is standing behind Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he
good
was like,
for him.
he can say what he wants,
Good for him.
right? He can
Yep.
say what he wants.
We don't need. We're better with more. We're better not canceling stuff out. Is something like that? Didn't he say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His voice needs to be heard.
And
11 million people watch almost every podcast, I believe.
now if he were spewing,
listen.
if he were spewing like racist Nazi hate stuff,
Yeah, they'd cancel him.
then you just got to turn him off.
Right.
No more deal, right?
Yeah.
But if he's giving opinions and if he's got people on with these opinions, now he has gotten some more heat for
The COVID.
giving some misinformation on COVID.
And it was bad.
And it was bad. And so he does have a responsibility, right? He has a responsibility to at least say the truth. You can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean you have the truth. It's just an opinion.
Right. And I think he had a fair response to that idea that I need to have better. It's not an apology like
Right.
people wanted.
Right.
But he's like, I need to do a better job of having alternate opinions too. I think that's reasonable. He's an opinion guy. He's a comedian.
Right.
He's a comedian, wrestler guy. I mean, he's into wrestling and comedian. I honestly will tell you, I've not watched a ton of his stuff or listened to it, but I've heard some. Like his interview with Elon Musk is fantastic. You'll learn more about people. I've heard him interview musicians like the lead singer for Van Halen, the original one. What's his name?
The original one, David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth. Great interview. Just other musicians. Because it's a 2 to 2.5 hour interview. There's so much. It's just like two dudes hanging out in an attic, doing news or something.
So watch that's exactly
I mean,
right.
that's what it is. It's like what we're doing right now, but it's real.
Right. So then people want to throw dirt on Joe Rogan, right? Mm-hmm. For him saying these things, right? He said them. It was in a conversation. It was in a routine. It was
Especially
whatever.
the comedy stuff with the
Right.
N-word.
Right.
Yeah.
But we weren't there.
There's something to do with Richard Pryor or something, I believe. I believe that it was almost all of those references had something to do with Richard
actually
Pryor.
right here. I can actually read the quote.
Oh, go for it.
It says, in his stand-up routine Tuesday evening, Rogan said he used to say the N-word when talking about Richard Pryor, a Richard Pryor bit or something, and that I would say it in context. He continued, I haven't used that word in years, but it's kind of weird. People will get really mad if you use that word and tweet about it on a phone that's made by slaves.
Yeah, in China.
Right. So I
We
guess,
all are just a little bit too proud of ourselves sometimes. All of
right.
us.
But
We're guilty too.
But I'm gonna show him some kudos here.
Okay.
Here's what he says. Last Friday he says, Spotify pulled 70 episodes the Joe Rogan Experience from the platform, dating from 2009 to 2018. The company said it removed those at the request of Rogan and his team after talking about his racially insensitive language in some episodes.
Good for them.
So Rogan's like, you know
Proactive.
what?
I made a mistake.
Right.
Let's get this out of here. Let's deal with it.
Right. Let's move on.
Kind of like the idea that if you said something in like 1992 that's inappropriate now, you might know it's inappropriate now, but back in 1992 it was not. That's one of those things that really bothers me about the maybe it's a younger crowd that we should have known better back then. I don't know. How much do you see that? I mean, I don't see it personally in my life, but it seems to be something that goes like almost a cancel culture kind of thing. Like, you are terrible because you said this back then.
Right. So then times change, right?
Right.
Times change.
Hopefully you evolve.
You evolve. And I think at one time you couldn't show a man and a woman laying in bed together, but Lucille Ball changed that.
I believe that's
with
right.
Desi Arnaz.
Yeah.
And I think there was one show where you couldn't play the sound of a toilet flushing, but Archie Bunker changed that.
Yeah. Things evolve.
Right. His
exactly.
wife,
you're right.
He or his wife flushed the toilet, right?
Yep. That's right.
Right. And then you had
It's reality sort of coming
And then you
around.
had Three's Company, where you had a straight guy feigning to be a gay guy, so he could live with the two girls, right?
Hot girls.
Two hot girls, right?
That's right.
And Mr. Roper believed him, and he
let him happen. Let it happen.
He lived his double life, right?
Yep,
so
that's right.
So
John Ritter.
Ritter.
My grandmother used to think that I looked like John Ritter.
I think that's true.
I think I do look like John Ritter.
Yes.
So,
I like John Ritter.
I'm carrying on the legacy of John Ritter. I'm not as funny as him, though.
Just don't fly experimental airplanes.
No.
You are not allowed to fly experimental airplanes.
Wasn't that John Denver?
Oh, yes. That was John Denver.
Yeah, I think Ritter died of a heart attack.
Yes. But you're still not allowed to fly experimental airplanes.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. You're the pilot.
Well,
you would know.
Yeah, but you're still not allowed.
Yeah.
You can fly kites.
Yeah. I'm good at flying kites.
You can fly kites.
I'm good at flying kites, actually.
You can fly kites. So,
I can do little tricks and all that kind of stuff.
So, anyway, you want to talk more about...
I would say that I think we're doing a great job. We want to try to not make things too long, right? I don't know. What do you think here?
I think we're going to move on to our next topic.
Just a little perspective.
Okay. Move on to our next topic here.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
New York to drop indoor mask mandate for businesses.
About time.
Move on.
Yep. Move on. Yep.
Move on.
COVID's been a real thing. But we've got to live our lives.
I've divorced myself from COVID.
I was never married.
You were never married to it. Yeah, I was never married either.
Well, didn't you actually test for antibodies? You actually may have had it.
I actually had it in the very beginning. I didn't know I had it. Mm-hmm. So, but I stayed at home, right? Because I own a restaurant, so I stayed at home.
Playing it safe.
Right? Stayed at home. And I was like, well, the vaccine's coming out. Let me go get my antibody test. Mm-hmm. I tested almost 2 years reactive to the antibodies. So I had it, and I had the antibodies from having COVID for almost 2 years.
Good for you. I actually hadn't been tested for that before I got vaccinated. So who knows? There's a weird little story. I may have told you this, and I'll be really quick about it. But literally the night that the NBA canceled or delayed the season when COVID hit, like in March or something, I'm hanging out at one of my favorite restaurant bar areas, and my buddy, the bartender, had just been telling me how the last couple weeks he had this weird kind of sort of flu thing, all this stuff, and then all of a sudden we got this stay-at-home order, like 2 weeks after that, and I'm sitting at home, and I get sinus infection.
I remember.
I told you about it, right?
I remember.
And I'm cleaning up the garage, and I got a sinus infection. All of a sudden, I'm so paranoid that I got COVID and I can't get tested. I felt like I felt worse than I ever felt before. But I don't know. I don't think I really actually had it. Never had a fever or anything. But then yet again, you had that little thermometer and you scanned my head. He was messing with me.
I actually made you believe you were sick. I made you believe.
You did.
You left
How
here
did you
thinking.
do that? How did you do that?
A Jedi mind trick.
Okay.
It was a Jedi mind trick.
It's like,
So
I went home and I tested myself and I'm like, no, I don't have a fever. You had me convinced. I was
Fraidy
like,
cat.
what the
You're
heck?
a fraidy cat.
What the heck's going on here?
So New York's making an advancement. I think
Good for them.
I think California's doing the same thing.
They are. They are.
Okay, so they're making advancements.
Yes, we have our own little Guilford County
Okay.
thing going on here, but we're good.
But very quickly, if you look at Florida, you look at Texas, you look at Tennessee, look at their numbers. They're not going up. They don't have mass. They have
They're all
mandates for
going
nothing.
down again like everybody else.
They're going down, and they have no nothing.
Nope.
They have no
I've
nothing.
been to Tennessee. I went to my high school reunion back, 3 or 4 months ago in Nashville. It was pre-COVID insane. Hundreds of people packed in like sardines in these clubs in downtown Nashville. Tanya and I didn't get sick. We're both vaccinated, but I mean, you know, it's a thing we're gonna have to live with endemically.
You know what?
But
COVID's so
just
2019.
So 2019. 2020.
Is it 2020?
2020.
It's so 2020.
So 2020.
It's so
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was totally real. Don't get us wrong.
It was real.
We gotta move on.
We got to move on. Let's talk about something fun.
Okay, I like that.
We've gone over our time. We try to keep it to 40 minutes, but we're having fun.
Yes.
And guess what? You cannot put a limit on fun,
Absolutely not.
right?
Not.
You can't put a limit on fun because guess what? If people don't like this, they can just fast forward.
Correct. That's the beauty of it not being live.
That's right. That's right. They can
Live.
fast forward.
Just fast forward.
They can fast forward.
Tap that screen
That's
or that
right.
mouse a couple
That's right.
times.
That's right. That's right. Are you ready for our next
Bit?
bit?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
This is Americana.
Okay.
Route 66.
I love it.
Route 66. I have a map
Love
right
it.
here. Since we don't do online graphics, have a
Look
have
at
a
you.
map
That's
here.
kind of cool.
A map
You
here.
could be like Trump and get a Sharpie out and draw on it.
Yeah, and I can lie about it. Well, this is all America down here.
I did this drive.
Yeah, I did this drawing. This is all America down here. And this is America up here too. It's just white because
I'm
there's snow
sorry.
on
I
it.
think I made that political a little bit, didn't I?
That's okay. That's okay.
Oops.
He actually did that.
He did
I mean,
do it.
it's a known it's a
Oops.
known mistake and whatnot. But
Hurricane related. Yeah.
read off those cities where the major cities were route.
Starting in Chicago.
No, start the other way.
Oh, Los Angeles.
Start at L.A.
But that's where everybody ended up. That was the whole point of
Oh,
Route 66.
oh, okay.
People were moving from the center of the
okay.
industrial wasteland, the Rust Belt.
Okay.
Moving west
Okay.
to the beauty paradise of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Before taxes were so high.
Okay. Tell me. Okay. So it starts in
So
Chicago.
it starts in Chicago, goes down Illinois through Springfield, and spends a little time in St. Louis with the Arches. Then we go down to Springfield, Missouri, which is a nice little stop. But a lot of these places were kind of sort of rural. Joplin, Missouri, a little brief stop in Kansas, down through Tulsa and Oklahoma City. We stop in Amarillo, Texas. Then we hit through New Mexico that's a nice little route there in New Mexico. There's even a loop. We go Santa Fe, Albuquerque, someplace called Gallup, in Tucumur, Curry. I have no what that is. It must be an Indian Native American place. Holbrook, Arizona, Winona, Arizona, Flagstaff, Kingman, Arizona. Then we get Needles, California, which I've heard of. I've never heard of Kingman, Arizona. Barstow, California, which is in the center of like the southern part of the farmland. Actually, California produces the largest amount of fresh fruits and vegetables in the country. Anyways, Barstow's in the southern part of that area, and then you get into Paradise, Los Angeles, California. Seen the Beverly Hillbillies, man?
Yes.
Yeah. Texas
Gold. Texas Gold.
There you go. What are you going to move to Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills.
And what happened to Beverly Hills? You're better with stuff like this than me.
What happens?
What did they say? They moved to Beverly Hills with stars and I don't know what.
I don't remember that
Google
one.
it.
I don't remember that
Google
one.
it. Beverly Hills.
Google it.
So there you go. So here's the thing that's so cool about it, and the history of it is so intriguing, in the sense that it was essentially America's first interstate, right?
Yes, it was.
Right?
Yes, it was.
And so you had all these little towns grow up around Route 66.
It began in 1926.
Yeah, and the lore of that was accelerated after the war, after World War II, when somebody wrote a song about it. There was a song about it, and then there was TV shows about it. I even saw Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives show with Guy Fieri. I love that. I love that show. It's so much fun. He's done episodes of restaurants that still exist today.
Yes.
On Route 66.
Yes. But one of the most important things Route 66 has done is it has connected the small cities.
Small towns,
right?
yeah.
Connect them
Those
together.
cities we announced are in between them.
Connected them together.
Hundreds and hundreds of towns.
They've got lodging, right? They've got restaurants. They've got shopping.
Absolutely.
They've got infrastructure there. And it's all because of this iconic road, Route 66.
And then this weird thing happened. Interstates.
But they kept 66. And along 66, they've got these really cool 50s and 60s style...
Era style things.
Restaurants and gas stations
They're still
and whatnot.
themed that way.
Yes.
It's nostalgia.
The motels, right?
Right.
The 50...
Like a Motel 6 is almost based on that kind of stuff.
It's like an Art Deco motel, right?
Yeah. Yep, nostalgia. 100%. Awesome.
Yeah. So Route 66 is cool, man.
Again, in the future, we might even put some little links into some cool little websites talking about it.
Yes, we'll do another one with pictures, because there's one part, I think, in Texas by Amarillo, Texas. They've got like 5 or 6 Cadillacs shoved in the ground like this.
I've seen that picture. That's on Route 66.
Route 66. Yeah. I've seen it.
Now, you know, your German buddy who lives in Florida, he was showing us in Florida there's something kind of like, it's totally off the subject.
Marco Benner, yes.
Marco Benner. Right. There's a place in Florida with what is it? The silver vans. What are those called?
I don't know.
The silver van that you tow around, and they would have towed them on Route 66. You
don't mean the Airstreams?
Airstreams.
The Airstreams.
Yes, Airstreams.
Those are trailers, not vans.
No, I was trying to think trailer.
Those are
trailers. You pull a trailer.
Yes.
Yeah. There are modern actual Airstreams that have a engine in them, but most of them are trailers.
I'd love to have an Airstream.
Yeah. They're super hip these days.
They're
from
cool.
that era, though. That Route 66 era.
Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66.
That's right.
Are you ready for the next one?
Ready. Let's roll it.
We have a pop quiz for you.
Uh-oh. I'm not good at tests.
Or it's a pop question. It's the pop question, and only I have the answer.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I have the question. You have the answer. It's a question.
Good luck, John.
Name, in your opinion, name the best single artist of all time, dead or alive. Musical artist, dead or alive. The best one.
A single individual? Or can it be a band?
An individual. Can't be a band. It's got to be an individual.
That is really tough because I have so many people I appreciate so much. Do you want to give me your take?
I have one.
You have one.
I have one. But mine's not going to be yours.
No, it would not be.
You're more of a 70s guy on this one.
I am definitely a 70s guy. But I'm more a band guy. Like Zeppelin.
Right.
Rush was late 70s. We talked about Rush.
I like Rush. I like Zeppelin.
But a single artist, I mean, Thomas Dolby was amazing, but I wouldn't make him all-time great. Peter Gabriel from Genesis, both Brits. For me, I'd love to have an American.
Don Henley was good.
Don was fine.
Right, he was with the Eagles, right? He was with the Eagles, right?
Did good solo stuff, but the best stuff was with the Eagles.
Right.
Joe Walsh, also with the Eagles. I like his solo stuff better, but Don was more successful. It's an interesting question. I mean, we could do literally a whole podcast on this.
I have an answer.
The answer
I had
that
time.
you have.
I had time to think about this, right? Because it was
your question. Okay.
Michael Jackson.
It's good. It's good.
To me, it's Michael Jackson.
It's a good one.
Michael Jackson could do everything.
He covered so many areas. Yeah. Super popular.
Think about it. In 83, 84, I mean, he had people
dancing
from all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world going berserk over him. Mm-hmm. He couldn't even go shopping.
Yeah.
He couldn't go anywhere. But he was the best, in my opinion. The best moves, the best voice, the best sound. He was just the best.
That's a great call. I would. You know what? Our next podcast, I'll try to come up with mine.
Okay.
Because I can't quite gather it now. But that's a great choice.
I had one more, but we're going to save it for next time, okay?
Okay, super.
Are you ready for our outro?
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
It was a good time.
Great time. That's
Thank you very much.
A little longer, then we'll try to keep them shorter. Oh, yeah. Nice.
It's our outro, man.
I like it. It's very smooth.
Right?
Smooth and cool. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a lot of fun. Hope you all are enjoying it too.
It was a good time, and we'll see you soon on TV.
Get the rabbit ears out. That's right.
Get your rabbit ears out, adjust them with some aluminum.
A Star Wars reference. Anybody that has seen Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian references in it.
Tonight's last night, right?
That's right. The final episode came out today. Excellent.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, buddy.
Have fun, man.
My Star Wars guru.
That's right, man. It was cool.
It's very cool.
Peace out, everybody.
I like your outro music. Nice.